Welcome to the video. Before we begin, if not already, please take a moment to subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot. And click the bell icon to receive notifications when I upload. Comment your little heart out. And most of all, please enjoy. Now back to the video. In 1979, the original scared the hell out of me. The house, the windows, those eyes. Don't tell me those aren't eyes. And they kept saying it was a true story. 9-year-old me believed it. I was afraid to look out dark windows at night. I was afraid someone was gonna shoot me in my sleep. A family moves into a house where a guy annihilated his entire family, and evil spirits drive them out in under a month. It tapped into the primal fears of the unknown, like step-parenting and home ownership. The original tale that spawned countless related and unrelated follow-ups. This is the Amityville Horror remake. Comparisons to the 1979 version will be unavoidable. George and Kathy Lutz are a youngish couple. He's stepdad to her 3 kids. Ryan Reynolds and Melissa George play the happy couple. They're house hunting and they have high hopes. Right away, this house is less intimidating than the OG. It's still a nice place. It needs a little work, maybe some mold here and there. It even comes with a boathouse. I want one. I don't even own a boat. Spacious basement for things. They're sold. But there must be a catch, and we get the full disclosure.
There was a tragedy, a crime.
The house's backstory comes out. The previous owners, the DeFeos, were shot in their sleep by the oldest son, who claimed it was demons that made him do it. But how about this crown molding, huh? It's easy enough to disregard, especially at these prices.
People kill people.
I read that on a baseball cap once. When the family moves in, we get a montage via home movies. The kids miss their biological dad, who's dead. But come on, give Van Wilder a chance before he goes berserk later.
Nobody will ever replace your dad, honey.
Nobody, honey. Trust me, nobody. Your father was, oh, ay, papi. George is feeling cold, and for what this place cost is unacceptable. Chloe Grace Moretz, oh, she's so small, is Chelsea, their youngest, and she's got an imaginary/not imaginary friend, Jody.
Is that Jody?
Rude. The kids find an old torture device in the basement. Oh, just wash it off. Don't use it on your sister. He warns the kids not to go into the basement, aka his office.
You don't go down there. Understand?
Late night pee-pee won't keep you safe from pointless jump scares. Well, if you're scared, this is the right room for it. This is what happens when you don't wash your hands. George starts having nightmares about killing the family. Green Lantern. But then he sees Jody up in the window keeping Chelsea company. The kid may be sound asleep, but Jody's still up. George has been getting more and more cranky, as if the evil in this place is getting to him. Or maybe he got his first mortgage statement. We got tough punishments. We got ghosts that can't spell.
Did you see it?
The couple deserves a night out, so they get a sitter, Lisa, played by Rachel Nichols. First, Billy is all like, oh, I don't need a sitter.
I'm old enough.
But then he sees 2 reasons in favor of having a sitter. Oh, I get it, she's cool. The house offers plenty of munchies.
Hungry? Kid, you read my mind.
Face it, Billy, you don't have a chance. I don't think she's willing to commit a felony for you, kid. The sitter fills in Billy about the previous family, which the kids knew nothing about. The kids were killed in your rooms, right where you sleep. Good night.
I suck at babysitting.
You think? Oh, and Jody is the name of the girl who was killed here. Billy dares her to go into the closet they found Jody in. She agrees to do it for a Kiss poster. Hey, Kiss posters were like gold in the 70s.
Going to make her mad.
She goes in the closet, ooh, scary, and then the door slams shut. She can't open the door, despite being no lock on it. And I don't want to be that guy, but Billy and Lisa are on 2 opposite sides of the same door. Why are they framed and edited in the same direction? Rookie mistake. And then things get freaky. Jody appears and shows off her bullet hole. Then she takes Lisa's hand and makes her stick her finger in the hole. Cinema. Where's the ghost of Chris Hansen when you need him? She freaks out. Her hands get all bloody from banging on the door, or maybe it's Jody's brains. I don't know. It's still not as intense as the original, where the suspense hit 11 with just a flick of a light bulb. Of course, Lisa's totally messed up. I hope the Lutzes give her a nice tip. And George is pissed. He sees this as a breakdown in discipline and a prank that's gone too far. George is turning into a right asshole.
Wipe that stupid look off your face and go to bed.
Discipline comes in the form of wood chopping. It grows hair on your chest and makes sure you don't drive your babysitters insane. Plus, nothing says daddy's losing it like swinging an axe. And now dinner's awkward. Thanks. George is hearing voices whisper, "Catch him and kill them." He goes hard on Pokemon. Well, I guess the rent was late. George tries to take a bath and we get a cheap trope of suddenly not being alone in a cavernous bathtub. The doctors, of course, think he's crazy. The parents come home to Chelsea up on the roof. Because, of course, they save her, naturally. Saving Kathy takes a little longer. "Hello? Still up here?" Jody told her to do it. If Jody told you to jump off the roof, would you? Yeah.
What's the matter with you people?
What do you mean, you people? George moves into the basement because it's the warmest room in the house, according to him, and a man loves his man cave.
There's something evil in my house.
Yeah, it's called 12% on a 30-year mortgage. George disciplines Billy because he's supposed to be watching Chelsea before her little stunt show. He makes him hold logs as he chops them. Wait till he teaches him how to swim. George watches the home movies to remind us they used to be cool, but it's got that face melting effect that was popular around the time. George's reality starts to fray, and he accidentally kills the dog by chopping it into pieces. The dog survived in the original, just saying.
George?
The dog's fine, honey. Why do you ask? Kathy wants to leave, but George don't walk away from equity. Wait. They haven't been here a month. They don't have any equity. George nails the windows shut. Badly. I mean, come on, man. Aren't you a contractor? A priest comes by for a visit and recognizes Chelsea's toy is the same one Jody was buried with. So that's creepy. Just a quick blessing, but the house don't like it. And he gets a face full of flies. You know he got some in the mouth.
Why are you leaving him?
I gotta go brush my teeth with holy water.
I'm here.
Then we come to the infamous final day, number 28. Their last day in the house. Kathy does research. Back then you had to use these microfiche archives at the library, but now you can just look up a Mr. Ballin. George finds even more rooms in the basement, and Kathy wanted to walk away from all this space? The former occupant of this house was Reverend Ketchum, who tortured natives, and now the place is haunted. Thanks.
Get you and your family out of that house. Right now.
And George comes face to face with Ketchum himself. It's more like catch up and kill him, huh? Kathy tries to get George to leave the house, so he shoves her in the water, into a boat motor.
Are you fucking crazy, George?
And it turns out George has been busy building coffins in the family. I don't blame him. You know what kind of markup they have on those things? Now George is stalking them through the house with a shotgun. Evil house won't let them go, so they wind up on the roof. George follows them up and falls off the roof because of gravity. He's still having visions of his family being demons, but Mom steps in and gets axed in the gut for her effort. Not. We're doing fake outs now?
Nothing. Kill me.
George knows he'll kill them if she doesn't kill him first, but she settles for giving him brain damage. The family escapes on the boat, and when they have some distance, George seems to be more like himself.
Don't even look at it, Kathy. Let's get out of here.
Sorry about almost killing you guys.
I want a divorce.
Fair enough. The Lutzes famously left the house behind without their possessions and leaving Jody all alone. That was the Amityville Horror. Directed by Andrew Douglas and starring Ryan Reynolds and Melissa George, the film is a modern retelling of the famous haunted house story. While the 1979 film has a more unsettling atmosphere and a sense of dread, the 2005 version goes for a jump scare approach. Didn't Michael Bay produce this? The original film is far more focused on building a slow burn horror film, where the tension builds over time and much of the terror is implied rather than shown explicitly. Ryan Reynolds is unexpectedly good in this. Known for his comedic roles, he takes a darker turn here as George. This house just looks less imposing. Sure, it has the windows, but it feels smaller, almost normal. It didn't loom like the original. This house doesn't stare down at you, daring you to enter. Rather than the house itself sitting on a portal to hell, it's a standard haunting by some guy. I know sometimes you need a face for your antagonist, but you had one right there. George is also less sympathetic in the 05 version. His connection to the family is glossed over, and almost immediately the house starts turning him into the type of asshole stepfather we read about on Reddit. I thought this movie would have benefited from being more from Kathy's point of view rather than George. Since he's the big question mark whether or not he's insane, her reacting to that might have made the story a little more interesting. The score is by Steve Jablonsky. He's known for his work on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Transformers. Explains a lot. It's far from the subtle, haunting, eerie, melancholic score created by the genius who gave us the theme from Mission Impossible. The effects are technically decent, a bit overused and at times pointless, seeming to exist because the filmmakers thought this would be scary to audiences. Why does a light bulb need to bleed? I found myself irritated by the jump scares. I repeat, jump scares are not scary. They are startling. The film leans heavily on familiar horror tropes, mutilated corpses, eerie whispers, and ominous shadows, and lots of fake blood. While effective at times, these elements don't bring anything new to the table. Fans would feel like they've seen it all before. I have. The supernatural occurrences in the original are more subtle, presented in a way that leaves room for skepticism. The 2005 version is far more explicit. It can't be anything but ghosts. The film doesn't delve deeply into the emotional side of the family's experiences. We get hints, but it starts to feel repetitive and formulaic. It doesn't take full advantage of its chilling source material. I know it all came out as a money-making fraud years later, but there was already a lot of lore in place. Between the two movies, they somewhat complement each other, filling in some gaps in each other's stories while ignoring and disregarding other elements. Sound design is a little obvious with whispering voices and musical stings. Pacing can be uneven. The finale in the 05 version may be more action-packed, but it was less impactful, less terrifying. The family didn't flee together. They had to drag George along. And no going back for the dog? The Amityville Horror 2005 is 2.5 Bs. Both versions clearly represent two different eras of horror filmmaking. Ultimately, if you're looking for a more eerie supernatural film, the 1979 version is a better choice. But if you're a fan of modern horror with faster pace, more gore and head holes, the 2005 version may be your style. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, the bell, the usual YouTube stuff. This is theNewBee, and I'll see you later, kids. Be good. Toodles.